what are the protections in place here in Arizona, and you also know what happens nationwide, but Arizona is a great example of it, to ensure that only eligible voters can get on the voter list, only eligible voters can receive a ballot, that they receive only one ballot, that that ballot is returned by them? How can you explain to Arizona voters how confident you are in that process?
Well, sure. How much time do we have?
We got plenty. Go for it.
Come take a tour. We do lots of tours, and some of you have joined us on some of those tours. So a lot goes into elections, but some of the core principles I've already laid out. But I would say you have to be a registered voter in Arizona to be able to vote. So it starts there. And you can't just register your dog. It has to be a real person. We check that with the Department of Vital Statistics. We check that with the Social Security Administration, with the Motor Vehicle Division. We make sure that you're in an actual plottable location. We send you a voter registration card. If it comes back as undeliverable, we can't put you on the voter rolls. We then send you, for every election, if you're an early voter by mail, then we'll send you a ballot packet. If that ballot packet can't get delivered, then we're going to move you eventually to inactive status. If, for whatever reason, somebody calls in and says, I didn't get my ballot packet because maybe, I don't know, someone swiped it, got to the mailbox before I did, heaven forbid. If we ever noticed that in large scale, we'd of course alert the police and we would investigate, but we've never had any instances of that happening in large scale. Once you get that ballot packet, you have a specially assigned envelope, that green return envelope that is assigned to you as a voter. It has a barcode. It loads a vote to your profile as soon as you send it back. So if you tried to show up in person and vote, you wouldn't be able to vote in person. If you tried to send back, if you said, I spilled coffee on my first ballot, send me another one. If you tried to send back both, only one of those barcodes would be active. We also do signature verification. We do signature verification by humans, in fact. In fact, a lot of people are working on it right now as we speak, and it's a labor-intensive process. And by the way, that is not necessarily typical of other Western states that will use software to do signature verification, but we do signature verification through multiple levels. Only then will you open the envelope and it will go to a bipartisan team that will take it out. And then I've already talked about some of the security built into the tabulation system, but so there are layers and layers, and of course all of this is documented through a chain of custody. And this process has been iterative. This process didn't start with Stephen and Bill. This process didn't start with Adrian. This process, you know, it's hard to believe that there was something before Helen.
I was going to say, but, it might have started with Helen.
But so I do think that we are getting better and better. And just to Adrian and David's point, since taking office, I have not seen any suggestion that there is significant voter fraud or significant voter disenfranchisement in Arizona. And I sometimes get sort of a mixed reception on that. And I'm like, that's a great thing that's there. And that is not true of American history. We know that there have been periods of mass voter disenfranchisement. We know there was periods of machine politics in which the vote was rigged. I actually think, despite the narrative going like this, elections in the United States are getting better and better and better and more verifiable and more verifiable. And you've played a part in that. We're playing some parts in that in Arizona, but others after we leave are going to play more parts in that, and that's awesome.